Alrighty then. Don't bother Victor. Alright, now, I know a lot of you are really excited about the narrow gauge engines finally returning to the show after, 4 years? And I will say, it is nice to see them again, although I can't help but feel a little worried about Don't Bother Victor, because Sharon wrote this. But anyway, I saw it, and I'll explain later. Okay, so, first off, let's talk about, the narrow gauge engines themselves. Marvelous to see them again after so long, and the way they're rendered in CGI, they look really good. So, although they do kind of look like their season 9 to 12 counterparts, the way they're that accurate, or something like, they stay true to their season 9 to 12 looks, so, okay, something that really, bugged me about the narrow gauge engines from previous seasons, from, I think, season 9 onwards, it was the music, the musical accompaniment for, whenever the narrow gauge engines share the screen. I'm sure a lot of you may have enjoyed it, but for me, I thought it was mostly all trumpets. So, I'm not sure. It made the narrow gauge engines sort of seem louder than it really needs to be. I didn't particularly like that about the musical accompaniment in that, in those seasons. Too much overuse of trumpets, and, it gets irritating after a while. But then again, that's just me. And, so we heard trumpets back then, but now, throughout, this episode, Don't Bother Victor, we hear a bit of banjo, or something like that. I thought that would be more suited for, the Logging Locos or something, but, then again, that's just me. Okay, let's go into each narrow gauge engine. Peter Sam. I'm sorry, but he sounds a bit too Irish. Or something like that. I mean, you know what? I'll actually never get this. I was talking to Zach the other day, FlameAmigo619. I think Hit has got some ideas from us. I mean, they saw me for making Spencer pull freight cars, and now they saw Zach for making Peter Sam sound Irish. Conspiracy, I don't know what, so, but whatever. So yeah, why make Peter Sam sound Irish? But then again, that might just be me, so... The voice they gave for Peter Sam, honestly, it's a little hit and miss. So, but, as I watched the episode again a few times, it started to grow on me. Also, I'm a little divided on, Peter Sam's funnel. I mean, it's not the boxy kind, like back in Season 4, but, I think it's pretty accurate to the Railway series, of it being, that flat or something, you know what I mean. So, at least they got that down. But, whatever happened to, Peter Sam's, third window in the back, right below the 2 circle windows, and, since the crap, when did he have 2 whistles? So, but then again, those are just rendering nitpicks. So overall, Peter Sam, he does alright. I think they got him pretty down, just his voice is a little... Sir Handel. I'm honestly a little split on the voice they gave to Sir Handel. I mean, sure, it does sound like the voice you would give an old stuck-up, but honestly, I think it sounds a little too nasally and stuffy and sick. I mean, it almost kind of sounds like Rheneas and Skarloey if they were the way they were voiced by Michael Brandon. It's like, I'm the winner! I am! Please fetch Victor! And And, like, when I heard Sir Handel's voice in this episode, it's like, please fetch Victor. I'm like, hi, Howie Mandel, when did you get here? And, they also they kept, Sir Handel's, season 10 whistle, which, I don't know. Skarloey. I'm not that fond of the voice they give Skarloey, but I can tell they were trying. I mean, I know Skarloey's supposed to be an old engine, but they make him sound too old and a little booming at times, almost like Gordon. And I'm not sure if I'm the only one who notices, but during certain lines of dialogue that Skarloey says, is it just me, or does he sound a little Jamaican or Indian at times? I mean, it's like, hello, Peter Sam, man. My funnel is blocked. I cannot huff or chuff at all. I can tell they're trying to make him sound like an old engine, but it doesn't really fit for me. And also, I don't like what they chose for Skarloey's whistle. I mean, sure, it sounds realistic to, like, their real locomotive counterpart, but I would personally expect that sort of whistle from, like, I don't know, Hank or something. And now, Rheneas. Shut up, plane. Sorry about that. Rheneas. You don't need to change anything about Rheneas. I never thought I would be saying that about a CGI character. No, not much changing needed, other than the whistle they chose for him. So, Rheneas, I love the voice they gave for him. I think it suits him so well. So, Rheneas, not much changing is needed for him. So overall, for the narrow gauge engines designs themselves, oh, by the way, Rusty also looks pretty good. So, overall, the CGI narrow gauge engines, their designs are accurate, their personalities are kept intact for the most part, and I do like how they tried to give them Welsh accents. Peter Sam and Rheneas, they sound fine, but Sir Handel and Skarloey's, I think their voices need work. And, I'm not too fond of the new whistles they gave each of them. I mean, they've changed so dramatically over the years. I mean, if you listen carefully, like in the season 10 or something like that, Peter Sam has Emily's whistle. And actually, so does Freddy for that matter. I mean, wait, who has Emily's original whistle? Was it Peter Sam or Freddy? Get it right, people! And I do agree with some people that their whistles do sound realistic from their actual locomotive counterparts, and I'm glad they do, but, then again, with someone who, grew up with the classics, it's, you know what I'm talking about, so, and I know a lot of people have been complaining that they don't get to see, Duncan's render, so, you know what? You should actually be glad they even mentioned Duncan at all. I mean, yeah, I'm glad they actually, say his name instead of just forgetting about him entirely, like Bertram or Duke. So yeah, I'm glad they actually mentioned Duncan. So, anyway, those are my thoughts on the designs and characters of the narrow gauge engines. Now on to the plot of Don't Bother Victor. First of all, here's something we thought we would never see. Victor being outside of the steamworks. I mean, that was actually really nice to see him doing something outside of the steamworks. Okay, so Peter Sam arrives at the depot or whatever. First of all, what about the transfer yards? Why don't they call that? Then the Thin Controller arrives. I do kind of like the voice they gave for Mr. Percival, But, but then, the plot. Why would Mr. Percival leave an engine in charge? It's basically Sir Handel in charge, the Green Controller, and whatever that one episode was called when Thomas was in charge of the Steamworks. I can already tell this is one of those types of plots. Come on, give us something different, damn it. And so Peter Sam is left in charge, and if there are any engines in trouble, he must call Victor, but don't bother him with little things, which I thought it's okay, but then of course their definition of little things is by any other means not little. Okay, so first Peter Sam goes to Sir Handel. Here's a joke. Sir Handel, maybe the reason why you're creaking and you can't move is probably because you left your emergency brake on or something. Or something like that. So that was a joke he came up with. And then Peter Sam goes to Skarloey, whose funnel is clogged or something. Skarloey, here's a interesting way to fix your funnel. Why don't you just sneeze? Sneeze! I mean, that would clear it right up. I mean, Gordon did in Spick and Span when he needed to clear soot out of his funnel, or if that's what he did. And Bill sneezed when he had that pipe stuck in his funnel. So, Skarloey, why don't you just sneeze to unclog your funnel? And so, but then again, that's probably not how it all works. And then we hear Duncan's excuse for a problem. Oh no! Duncan's rods are rattling! Which is pretty much what they do normally! Ooh! And I will acknowledge this. It's like, no, Rheneas. The Think Controller said not to bother Victor with little things. Even Rheneas is acknowledging Peter Sam's feeble-mindedness. So that got a bit of a laugh out of me. But then, of course, Peter Sam runs out of coal. But he claims to be broken down. Peter Sam, running out of coal doesn't mean you've broken down. That just means you're out of fuel. I mean, breaking down would be like if you, broke a piston or a lever or something like that. That's breaking down. Just running out of fuel? It's just running out of fuel! Another laugh that I got out of this. I'm sorry, Peter Sam, but, I think Rheneas just owned you. I mean, it's like, Rheneas, you must fetch Victor! But you said not to bother him with silly things. Oh! Then leaves. Peter Sam just got served. So, yeah, that got another laugh out of me. And, yeah, Peter Sam, broken engines aren't just little things. Yeah, with broken engines, a railway is just about as useful as asking your best friend Nasty McSpend's money to run to the grocery store. Yeah, how did Rheneas turn around so quickly? It's magic, bitch. That's all I got. And, Victor, for the 100th time, engines don't fix engines. People do. I mean, you don't fix engines. I guess if you're there to supervise the workmen as they fix them, that would make sense, but You don't fix engines. People do. And then, like, at the end of the episode, and they pretty much left Duncan to rot wherever he was. I guess that'll teach him for all the trouble that he caused in Season 7. So that was the plot for Don't Bother Victor. And overall, after 17 or some episodes in this season, it's about fucking time they showed up. So, again, it was nice to see the narrow gauge engines again, but, and I'm sure, and I noticed a lot of comments saying, "Oh my god, the narrow gauge engines appeared just like Butch appeared back in last season, this is the best episode ever!" Be critical, people, for God's sake. So, I mean, yes, it is nice to see these characters again, but Don't Bother Victor's story is just so bland and recycled and in need of some serious improvements. I mean, there's still alliteration. There's still repetition. There's 2 strikes. So, again, it's nice to see him again, but the story is still bad. But, anyway, despite all these, flaws and nitpicks and stuff like that, Don't Bother Victor, I enjoyed it. It's decent. I mean, it does sort of make the upcoming Blue Mountain Mystery something to look forward to, but again, my hopes aren't too high. I mean, my hopes were a little high with Day of the Diesels, and look how disappointing that was. Yeah, Diesel 10, you wanted to take over the Steamworks? Yeah, face it. All you wanted to do was just spin around on that turntable till you puke all your gears out, or something like that. So, Blue Mountain Mystery, my hopes aren't that high, but I did see that one video with it explaining the differences between narrow gauge engines and standard gauge. Effort and research! Finally! Honest to God, effort and research! But then again, I'm not going to get pulled into, I mean, it's been done in Hollywood many times before. They pull you in with an interesting trailer, but then it turns out their product is complete crap. So, again, my hopes aren't that high for Blue Mountain Mystery, but Don't Bother Victor, I found it to be okay. Sure, does it have flaws? Yes. Is it bland and recycled? Yes. But you win this round, Sharon. You got lucky. So, Don't Bother Victor. Can't believe I'm about to say this. A 3.5 out of 5 for Don't Bother Victor. I think that's probably the highest score I'm going to give any episode in this season. Because the rest of them, terrible. Absolutely terrible. In fact, before I close out, I do want to mention a lot of people have been complaining about my review of Percy and the Calliope, and I do appreciate the constructive criticism. I do, and I do realize that there was this sort of moral of like anything can be brought back to life if it's old and anything like that. So, but still, the plot, but then, you know what, fuck it, I forgot where I was going with this, so, I don't know, maybe if I watch it again, I'll see what you mean for Percy and the Calliope, but for the time being, you got to sort of realize, for the way I do these sort of reviews, I watch the episode once for an overall experience, then I watch it again for jokes and nitpicks and stuff like that, so I probably should have watched it more to get sort of an idea of why people like it, but so yeah, I'll take constructive criticism about that review, and I don't know, maybe if I watch Percy and the Calliope again, I'll see what you mean. So but anyway, that was Don't Bother Victor. probably the best episode in the season so far, but it's nice to see them again, but the story is still bland. So, anyways, that's Don't Bother Victor. Almost done. We're almost done. Just one more episode. Well, technically two, but the last one will air till like Christmas from what I've heard. So just one more. And so I'll get right onto that. I'll see you next time.